The reef stopped our boats, but nothing could stop us. I watched the coral teeth tear the bottom out of our landing craft like it was made of paper, spilling 30 Marines into chest-deep water 400 yards from shore. Behind us, the USS Maryland's 16-inch guns were still thundering their farewell, each shell the size of a Volkswagen screaming overhead toward Betio Island. Ahead of us, the Japanese were waiting with everything they had. The morning sun painted the lagoon gold, but by noon, it would run red with the blood of 3,500 enemy soldiers who thought this tiny strip of sand and coral was worth dying for. They were wrong. But God help me, they nearly took all of us with them. My name is Corporal Tommy McKenna, 2nd Battalion, 8th Marine Regiment, and I'm about to tell you how we turned a piece of Japanese hell into an American victory in 76 hours of the most savage fighting the Pacific had ever seen. This is the story of Tarawa, where boys became men, men became ghosts, and an entire enemy garrison chose death before dishonor. It's November 20th, 1943, and I'm wading through a coral lagoon toward the most heavily fortified 2 square miles in the Pacific Ocean. The water was warm, almost bathwater warm, and it came up to my chest as I held my M1 Garand above my head. All around me, Marines were doing the same thing, 30 men from my landing craft, another 40 from the boat that had grounded 50 yards to our left, and hundreds more scattered across the lagoon like green helmeted ants. The sound was incredible. Not just the guns, though they never stopped, but the splashing, the cursing, the gasping as men stumbled on coral heads and went under. Some of them didn't come back up. "Keep moving," Sergeant Rodriguez was shouting from somewhere behind me. "Don't bunch up. Spread out and keep moving." The intelligence boys had told us the coral reef around Betio would have 5 feet of water over it at high tide. They were wrong. The tide was lower than it had been in decades, and most of our landing craft couldn't make it over the reef. Only the amphibious tractors, the LVTs we called alligators, could crawl over the coral with their tracks. But there weren't enough of them for all of us. So here we were, the second wave of Marines, walking through a shooting gallery with Japanese machine gunners taking target practice from concrete bunkers that our naval bombardment had barely scratched. I could see the island now, maybe 300 yards ahead through the smoke and spray. Betio Island was shaped like a bird, a dead bird lying on its side, with the head pointing west and the tail curving south. We were hitting Red Beach, right in the bird's belly, where the Japanese had built their strongest defenses. The whole island was maybe 3 miles long and 800 yards wide at its fattest point. From where I was standing in the lagoon, it looked like the gates of hell. Palm trees that had been shattered by our bombardment stuck up like broken bones. Smoke was pouring from a dozen fires, but through it all I could see the concrete. Block after block of reinforced concrete bunkers, pillboxes, and gun emplacements that connected like a maze across the entire beachfront. Admiral Shibasaki had turned this place into a fortress. The Japanese commander had bragged that 1 million Americans couldn't take Betio in 100 years. We were about to prove him wrong, but first we had to get there. The machine gun that nearly killed me was hidden in a coconut log bunker about 200 yards from the beach. I didn't see the muzzle flash. You never do when they're shooting at you, but I heard the bullets cutting through the water around me like angry hornets. Zip, 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 they went, each one close enough to touch. I dove sideways and went completely under, tasting salt water and coral dust. When I came up, gasping, Private Johnson was floating face down 3 feet away, his pack pulling him deeper. "Sniper!" someone yelled. Machine gun at 2 o'clock. But there wasn't just one gun. There were dozens of them, all firing at once now that we were in range. The whole beachfront erupted in muzzle flashes and the sharp crack of rifle fire. This was what the Japanese called their killing field, the stretch of coral reef and shallow water where they planned to slaughter every Marine before we could reach dry land. I grabbed Johnson's collar and pulled him toward me, but I could see from his eyes that he was already gone. A neat hole in his forehead, probably from a sniper's rifle. I let him go and kept moving forward. There was nothing else to do. In combat, you learn fast that the living help the living. The dead have to wait. Around me, other Marines were falling. Not all of them, not even most of them, but enough that the water was starting to turn pink around the coral heads. I saw Corporal Martinez take a burst of machine gun fire across the chest and go down without a sound. I saw Private O'Brien step on what must have been a mine. The explosion threw him 10 feet into the air, and when he came down, he didn't get back up. But for every Marine that fell, 10 more kept moving forward. That's the thing about Marines that civilian folks don't always understand. We're not fearless. I was scared shitless, if you want to know the truth. But we're stubborn. Stubborn as Missouri mules, my drill instructor is to say. And when someone starts shooting at us, our first instinct isn't to run away. It's to shoot back. There, I heard Lieutenant Thompson yelling from somewhere to my right. Concrete bunker 100 yards. I can see the muzzle flash. I looked where he was pointing and saw it. A rectangular slab of concrete barely visible through the smoke and palm fronds. There was a long, narrow slit in the front, and every few seconds, orange flame would flicker from inside. That was our machine gun, the one that had killed Johnson and probably a dozen other Marines. We need to flank it. Thompson was still shouting, even though he was maybe 20 feet away. That's how loud it was, the constant crack of rifles, the deeper hammering of machine guns, the whistle and crash of mortar shells landing in the lagoon around us. McKenna, take your fire team around to the left. My fire team. Right. I looked around and saw who was left from my boat crew. Private Williams was still with me, his Browning automatic rifle held high above his head. So was Private Chen, the kid from San Francisco who joined us in New Zealand, and Sergeant Rodriguez, who was supposed to be leading this whole cluster but had decided to let Lieutenant Thompson do the talking while he concentrated on not getting shot. You heard the lieutenant, Rodriguez shouted at us. We're going left. Stay low and keep moving. Staying low in chest deep water isn't easy, but we managed it. We spread out in a rough line and started angling toward the left side of the machine gun bunker, using chunks of coral and the occasional palm tree for cover. The Japanese gunners seemed to be concentrating their fire on the main body of Marines coming straight up the middle, which gave us a few precious seconds to move without drawing attention. But only a few seconds. I was maybe 50 yards from the bunker when the mortar shell landed right behind me. The explosion picked me up and threw me forward like I weighed nothing, and for a few seconds the whole world went quiet and white. When my hearing came back, I was lying in 3 feet of water with coral grit in my mouth and a ringing in my ears that sounded like church bells. My rifle was gone. My helmet was gone. But I was alive, and in combat, that's winning. McKenna, it was Rodriguez, splashing toward me with blood running down the side of his face. You hit? I did a quick inventory. Arms, legs, head, everything seemed to be where it was supposed to be. I'm good, Sarge. Where's me rifle? Forget the rifle. He handed me his. 45 pistol. Williams caught some shrapnel. Chen's gone. It's just you and me now. I looked around and saw Williams sitting in the shallow water, holding his shoulder and trying not to scream. No sign of Chen at all. The mortar shell must have caught him directly. 2 men gone in 2 seconds, and we hadn't even reached the beach yet. But the bunker was close now. Maybe 30 yards away, with its concrete walls blackened by our naval bombardment, but still intact. Still deadly. I could see the machine gun barrel poking out of the firing slit, traversing back and forth as the gunners inside searched for targets. We've got to get behind it, Rodriguez said, reading my mind. There's got to be a door or a firing port on the backside. These bunkers all have the same design. He was right. The Japanese had built thousands of bunkers just like this one all across the Pacific. Reinforced concrete walls 3 feet thick. Steel doors in the back for resupply and reinforcement. And usually, a blind spot directly behind where the machine guns couldn't reach. We started moving again, staying as low as we could in the coral-filled water. The bunker grew larger as we approached, and I could see details now that made my stomach turn. There were bodies floating around the base of it, Marines from the first wave who had tried to take it head-on. Some of them were still moving, trying to crawl away from the Japanese fire, but most were still. Too still. The sound of the machine gun was deafening now. It was a Type 92 heavy machine gun, the same kind the Japanese used all over the Pacific. Slower rate of fire than our guns, but heavier bullets that could punch through a coconut palm or a marine's flak jacket like they were made of paper. Every burst sent maybe 6 or 7 bullets screaming across the lagoon, and each burst meant another Marine might not make it home to his mother. We reached the back of the bunker just as the machine gun fell silent. Probably reloading, or maybe the barrel was overheating. Rodriguez and I pressed ourselves against the concrete wall, both of us breathing hard and trying to figure out what to do next. The steel door was maybe 10 feet away, painted with Japanese characters that I couldn't read but probably meant something like death to Americans. Grenade? Rodriguez whispered. I shook my head. Too risky. Might not penetrate the concrete, and if it bounces back, we're both dead. That's when we heard voices from inside the bunker. Japanese voices, rapid and urgent. I didn't speak Japanese, but it sounded like they were arguing about something. Maybe whether to come out and fight, or stay inside and keep shooting until we brought up flamethrowers or explosives. Rodriguez made the decision for them. He stood up, walked over to the steel door, and started pounding on it with the butt of his rifle. Hey, he shouted. Tojo! You yellow bastards! Come out here and fight like men! The voices inside went quiet. Then, slowly, I heard the sound of bolts being drawn back. The door opened inward, and the first Japanese soldier stepped out with a pistol in his hand. He was maybe 20 years old, with a thin mustache and the kind of look in his eyes that said he knew he was about to die but didn't much care. Behind him, I could see 2 more soldiers, both carrying rifles with bayonets fixed. Rodriguez shot the first one with his .45 before the kid could raise his pistol. The heavy bullet caught him center mass and spun him around, and he went down in a heap by the door. The second soldier tried to bring his rifle up, but I was already moving. The Colt .45 bucked in my hand twice, and both shots found their mark. The soldier doubled over and fell forward, his rifle clattering on the concrete. A third soldier, older than the other 2, probably a sergeant or corporal, looked at his dead comrades, looked at us, and then did something that still gives me nightmares. He smiled. A real smile, like he was genuinely happy about something. Then he pulled the pin on a hand grenade. Down! Rodriguez screamed. We both dove sideways, away from the bunker door, as the Japanese soldier let the grenade cook off in his hand for maybe 2 seconds before dropping it at his feet. The explosion was muffled by the concrete walls, but we felt it through the ground. When we looked up, there was nothing left of the door but twisted metal and smoke. The machine gun had stopped firing. Rodriguez and I looked at each other, both of us shaking from adrenaline and the near miss with the grenade. He muttered, "These bastards really don't surrender, do they?" That was my introduction to the Japanese way of fighting on Tarawa. No surrender, no retreat, no prisoners, just death, preferably taking as many Americans with them as possible. Admiral Shibasaki had ordered his men to fight to the last bullet and the last breath, and they were following orders. But now it was our turn. We worked our way around to the front of the bunker, where the machine gun position was located. The naval bombardment had blown away most of the camouflage, palm fronds and coral chunks that had hidden the firing slit, and now we could see inside. 3 bodies in Japanese uniforms, one of them still draped over the machine gun. Blood and concrete dust everywhere. The smell of grenade and death. "Look at this," Rodriguez said, pointing to the walls of the bunker. They were maybe 3 feet thick, reinforced with steel rebar, and barely scratched by our naval bombardment. No wonder the big guns didn't do much damage. This thing's built like a bank vault. He was right. The Japanese had spent 2 years turning Betio Island into the most heavily fortified position in the Pacific. 500 concrete bunkers and pillboxes, 14 coastal defense guns, including 4 massive 8-inch rifles that could sink a battleship, 40 artillery pieces of various sizes, 150 machine gun positions, and over 4,000 of the Emperor's finest troops, all sworn to die rather than surrender. But they had made one mistake. They had decided to fight the United States Marine Corps. As Rodriguez and I worked our way back toward the beach, I could see that the tide of battle was starting to turn. More Marines were making it across the reef now, some in alligator tractors that had finally found gaps in the coral. others walking through the water like we had. The beach that had been empty an hour ago was now crawling with green uniforms and the occasional flash of a muzzle. But it wasn't easy. For every yard of sand we took, the Japanese made us pay in blood. I saw a squad of Marines trying to taki out a concrete pillbox with rifle grenades. They'd get close enough to throw, but the grenades would just bounce off the reinforced walls without doing any real damage. Meanwhile, the Japanese inside were picking them off one by one with rifle fire from the firing slits. It was like watching a deadly game of tag, except the price of losing was a bullet in the head. "We need flamethrowers," Rodriguez said, echoing my thoughts. "Rifles and grenades ain't going to cut it against these bunkers." As if in answer to his prayer, I heard the distinctive roar of a flamethrower from somewhere down the beach. A long stream of orange fire arced through the air and disappeared into a Japanese bunker. For a few seconds, everything was quiet. Then 3 soldiers came running out of the back door, their uniforms on fire. Marines cut them down before they'd gone 10 yards. 1 bunker down. About 499 to go. The fighting on Red Beach lasted all day. By noon, we had maybe 200 yards of beachfront under American control, but every inch of it was contested. Japanese snipers hidden in palm trees. Machine gun nests disguised as piles of debris. Artillery observers calling down mortar fire on any group of Marines larger than 2 or 3 men. I spent most of the afternoon with a squad of Marines from the 3rd Battalion, working our way from bunker to bunker with satchel charges and flamethrowers. The routine was always the same. First, we'd try to locate all the firing ports and entrances. Then, we'd lay down covering fire while the flamethrower team got close enough to spray burning gasoline through the slits. Finally, if anyone came running out, we'd cut them down with rifle fire. It was brutal, methodical work. The kind of fighting that turns your stomach and gives you nightmares for the rest of your life. But it was also necessary. Every bunker we cleared meant dozens of Marines behind us could move forward without getting shot in the back. The Japanese had other ideas. Around 3 in the afternoon, they launched their first counterattack. Maybe 100 soldiers, all screaming banzai at the top of their lungs as they charged our positions with bayonets fixed. They came out of hidden bunkers and spider holes we didn't even know existed, appearing like ghosts in the smoke and confusion of battle. I was reloading my rifle when I heard the screaming. I pitched, almost like women's voices, but filled with a kind of rage and desperation that made the hair on my neck stand up. I looked up and saw them coming, a solid wall of khaki uniforms and steel bayonets, maybe 50 yards away and closing fast. "Banzai attack," someone yelled. "Here they come." The Marines around me reacted like we'd trained for months. No panic, no hesitation. Just smooth, professional violence. Rifles came up in a single motion. The bar gunner in our squad, a kid named Kowalski from Chicago, opened up with long bursts that cut through the Japanese line like a scythe. M1 Garand started their distinctive ping-ping-ping rhythm as Marines fired 8-round clips as fast as they could work the triggers. The Japanese kept coming anyway. Even with bullets tearing through their ranks, even with men falling every few steps, they kept charging. Some of them were bleeding from multiple wounds, but still running, still screaming, still trying to get close enough to stick a bayonet into an American chest. One of them almost made it. He was maybe 19 years old, no older than I was, with his uniform torn and bloody from rifle fire. But he was still on his feet, still moving, and he had his bayonet pointed straight at me. I could see his eyes, wide and wild with the kind of fanaticism that scared me more than bullets or bombs. This wasn't a soldier fighting for tactical advantage. This was a man who had chosen to die and wanted to take me with him. I shot him when he was maybe 10 feet away. 30-6 bullet from my M1 caught him in the chest and spun him around, but he didn't go down. He stumbled, caught his balance, and kept coming. So I shot him again. And again. The 3rd bullet finally dropped him, maybe 5 feet from where I was kneeling behind a pile of coral chunks. When the attack was over, and it lasted maybe 5 minutes from start to finish, there were 97 dead Japanese soldiers scattered across the sand in front of our positions. 97 men who had chosen to die rather than give up one more yard of coral and sand. We lost 12 Marines, all good men who had families back home and dreams for after the war. But we held the beach. As night fell on November 20th, I found myself in a foxhole about 100 yards inland from Red Beach, sharing a can of sea rations with a Marine from Alabama named Danny Morrison. The fighting had died down to the occasional sniper shot or mortar shell, but we could hear the Japanese moving around in the darkness. Digging new positions maybe, or preparing for another banzai attack. "How many you figure we got today?" Morrison asked, poking at his beans with a plastic spoon. I thought about it. The machine gun bunker that Rodriguez and I had taken out. The counterattack in the afternoon. All the individual soldiers I'd shot during the day-long advance across the island. "Maybe 20, I said. "You?" "About the same." He was quiet for a minute, listening to the sound of gunfire from other parts of the island. "My cousin fought in North Africa. He said the Germans would surrender when they knew they were beat. These Japs. They just keep fighting until you kill every last one of them." He was right. In 3 days of fighting on Tarawa, we would take exactly 17 Japanese prisoners out of a garrison of over 4,000 men. 17. The rest would die where they stood, many of them taking Marines with them. It was a kind of warfare that American forces had never experienced before. Total, absolute, no quarter combat, where the only acceptable outcome was complete annihilation of the enemy. But if that's what they wanted, that's what we give them. Day 2 of the battle started before sunrise with the sound of Japanese artillery. Mortar shells and mountain gun rounds started falling all over our positions, forcing every Marine to crawl deeper into his foxhole and pray that the next one wouldn't land directly on top of him. The barrage lasted maybe 30 minutes, and when it was over, the silence was almost as frightening as the explosions had been. Then we heard them coming. This was the big one, Admiral Shibasaki's final gamble to drive the Marines back into the sea. Over 1,000 Japanese soldiers, moving forward in the pre-dawn darkness with bayonets, swords, and hand grenades. Not the wild, undisciplined charge we'd faced the day before, but a coordinated attack designed to break our lines and recapture the beach. I was in a foxhole with Morrison and 2 other Marines, a machine gunner named Patterson and his assistant, a quiet kid from Oregon called Tech. We could hear the Japanese forming up maybe 200 yards in front of us, but we couldn't see them in the darkness. Whispered orders in a language none of us understood. The metallic click of bayonets being fixed to rifles. The soft scrape of boots on coral sand. "How many you think?" Patterson whispered, checking his machine gun for maybe the 10th time. "All of them," I said, and I wasn't joking. It sounded like every Japanese soldier left on the island was getting ready to hit our sector. Lieutenant Thompson crawled over from the next foxhole, his voice barely audible above the distant sound of the enemy moving into position. "Listen up," he said. "Intelligence thinks this is their big push. Maybe their last push. If we can hold them here, the island is ours. If we can hold them." That was a big if. We had maybe 200 Marines in our sector, most of them exhausted from 2 days of continuous fighting. The Japanese had probably twice that number, all fresh and all willing to die for their emperor. But we had one advantage they didn't expect. During the night, Navy destroyers had moved close to shore, close enough that their 5-inch guns could provide direct fire support. And behind us, on the beach we'd captured the day before, Marine artillery teams had set up 75mm pack howitzers that could drop high explosive shells anywhere on the island. When the Japanese attack came, it came like a tidal wave. 1 minute, the night was quiet except for the distant sound of moving troops. The next minute, the entire front exploded in muzzle flashes and screaming voices as over 1,000 enemy soldiers charged our positions all at once. They came in waves, each one about 50 yards behind the one in front, all of them yelling, "Banzai," and firing from the hip as they ran. Patterson's machine gun opened up first, the heavy, .30 caliber bullets tearing through the front rank of Japanese soldiers like they were made of paper. But there were too many of them. For every one that went down, 2 more kept coming. Within seconds, every Marine in the line was firing as fast as he could work his weapon. I burned through my first clip of 8 rounds in maybe 10 seconds, picking individual targets and dropping them with single shots. Reload, 8 more rounds, 8 more dead Japanese soldiers. Reload again. The routine became automatic: sight, squeeze, ping as the empty clip ejected, slam and a fresh one, start over. But they kept coming. The first wave hit our positions after maybe 2 minutes of sustained fire. Individual Japanese soldiers, wounded but still fighting, started jumping into foxholes with bayonets and hand grenades. The night erupted in hand-to-hand combat, Marines shooting point-blank with pistols, Japanese soldiers swinging swords and screaming curses in Tyrone language. A Japanese corporal landed right in our foxhole, his bayonet aimed at Morrison's chest. Morrison twisted sideways, and the blade missed him by inches, scraping along the coral wall of our fighting position. I put my .45 against the soldier's head and pulled the trigger. The bullet went right through his skull and into the dirt behind him. More explosions, more screaming, more individual battles being fought in darkness and confusion. A hand grenade landed maybe 10 feet from our foxhole. I grabbed Morrison and pulled him down just as it went off, showering us with coral fragments and sand. That's when the destroyers opened up. The first salvo of 5-inch shells landed maybe 100 yards in front of our positions, right in the middle of the second wave of Japanese attackers. Each shell threw up a fountain of dirt and body parts, and the explosions were so close that I could feel the shockwave through the ground. But they were also perfectly aimed, close enough to break up the enemy attack without hitting our own positions. The Japanese attack started to waver, not break, not retreat, but hesitate for the first time since it began. Men who had been charging forward with supernatural determination suddenly found themselves running through an artillery barrage that was turning their comrades into red mist. That's when Lieutenant Thompson made the call that probably saved all our lives. "Fix bayonets," he yelled, loud enough to be heard over the explosions and gunfire. "We're going after them." It was crazy. Absolutely insane. We were outnumbered maybe 3-1, low on ammunition, and exhausted from 2 days of constant fighting. The smart thing would have been to stay in our foxholes and let the naval gunfire do the work. But Marines don't always do the smart thing. Sometimes we do the Marine thing. 200 Marines rose up out of their fighting positions and charged into the darkness, screaming like banshees and firing from the hip. It was our turn to deliver a banzai attack, American style. No desperate fanaticism, no willingness to die for the Emperor. Just cold, professional anger and the desire to finish this fight once and for all. The Japanese never expected it. They had been advancing toward what they thought were defeated Americans hiding in foxholes. Instead, they suddenly found themselves facing a wall of screaming Marines with bayonets fixed, firing rifles and Thompson submachine guns from point-blank range. The collision between the two forces was like a car wreck in slow motion. Individual battles all along the line, Marines and Japanese soldiers fighting hand-to-hand with bayonets, rifle butts, and hand grenades. But this time, we had the momentum. This time, we were the ones advancing while the enemy fell back. I found myself face to face with a Japanese sergeant who was maybe 40 years old and built like a wrestler. He had a samurai sword in one hand and a pistol in the other, and he was swinging both of them at me while shouting something in Japanese that probably wasn't complimentary. I blocked the sword with my rifle barrel and shot him twice in the stomach with my .45. He went down hard, but he was still trying to crawl toward me when Morrison finished him off with his bayonet. The fight lasted maybe 20 minutes from start to finish. When it was over, we had advanced nearly 400 yards from our original positions, and the ground between our foxholes and the center of the island was carpeted with Japanese bodies. Maybe 600 dead enemy soldiers scattered across the coral sand like broken toys. We had lost 43 Marines, 43 good men who would never see home again, never get married, never have children or grow old in peace. But we had broken the back of Japanese resistance on Tarawa. The survivors, maybe 300 soldiers out of the original garrison of over 4,000, were trapped in a few scattered bunkers at the eastern end of the island. By noon on November 22nd, it was all over except the dying. The final phase of the battle wasn't really a battle at all. It was an execution. The remaining Japanese soldiers had retreated to the most heavily fortified bunkers on the eastern tip of Betio Island, concrete positions that had been designed to hold out for weeks or even months under siege. But they no longer had the manpower to defend them effectively, and we had plenty of time to bring up the heavy weapons. Flamethrower teams worked systematically from bunker to bunker, spraying burning gasoline through every firing slit and ventilation opening they could find. Tank killer teams used satchel charges to blow open steel doors. Marine engineers brought up bulldozers to bury bunkers that couldn't be taken any other way. It was methodical, professional, and absolutely brutal. I was part of a team that cleared the final Japanese command bunker, a massive concrete structure that had housed Admiral Shibasaki's headquarters. The bunker was maybe 50 feet long and 20 feet wide, with walls 4 feet thick, and a roof that could probably stop a direct hit from a battleship's 16-inch guns. But it couldn't stop Marines with satchel charges. We blew the main door off its hinges with 40 pounds of TNT, then sent in a flamethrower team to clear out any survivors. When the flames died down, we found 37 bodies inside, including Admiral Shibasaki himself. He was sitting behind a wooden desk in what had been his office, still wearing his dress uniform, with a pistol in his right hand and a bullet hole in his temple. He had kept his promise to fight to the death. So had almost every man under his command. When the shooting finally stopped on November 23, 1943, we counted the cost. The United States Marines had taken Tarawa at the price of 1,009 American dead and 2,101 wounded. Heavy casualties for 3 days of fighting, the kind of losses that would make headlines back home and cause people to question whether these tiny coral atolls were worth American lives. But the Japanese losses told a different story. Of the 4,836 enemy soldiers who had defended Betio Island, 4,690 were dead. Only 146 had been taken prisoner, most of them Korean laborers who had never wanted to fight in the first place. The entire Japanese garrison, officers, non-coms, and enlisted men had been virtually annihilated. In the lagoon around the island, the water was still stained red on the morning we declared victory. Not just from American blood, though we had certainly bled enough, but from thousands of Japanese soldiers who had died in their bunkers, in their foxholes, and on the beaches where they had tried to hold back the tide of American steel and determination. 3 days, 72 hours from the first landing craft hitting the reef to the last shot being fired. In that time, we had proven something that would echo across the Pacific for the rest of the war. No Japanese position was impregnable. No enemy garrison was too fanatical to defeat. Given enough Marines, enough ships, and enough time, we could take any piece of real estate the Emperor's forces wanted to hold. But the real lesson of Tarawa wasn't about tactics or strategy. It was about the price of victory in the Pacific War. The Japanese had chosen to fight a war of annihilation, no prisoners, no surrender, no compromise. Every island, every atoll, every piece of coral and sand would have to be paid for in American blood. We were willing to pay that price. From Tarawa to Saipan to Iwo Jima to Okinawa, we proved it again and again. But the cost would be higher than anyone imagined when we first landed on that reef in November of 1943. Standing on Red Beach 3 days after the landing, looking out at the coral lagoon where so many good Marines had died, I thought about the Japanese soldiers we had killed. Not with satisfaction, I'm not that kind of man, but with a kind of grim respect. They had fought bravely, died courageously, and proved that they were worthy enemies. But they had also proven something else. They had proven that courage and fanaticism weren't enough to stop the United States Marine Corps. Not when we had the ships, the planes, the weapons, and the determination to see the job through to the end. Admiral Shibasaki had boasted that 1 million Americans couldn't take Tarawa in 100 years. We did it with 18,000 Marines in 3 days. The ocean had run red with Japanese defeat, and every man in the Pacific would remember the lesson. In the end, that may have been the most important victory of all. Not the capture of an obscure coral atoll in the middle of nowhere, but the proof that America would do whatever it took to win this war. The Japanese had wanted to fight to the death. We gave them exactly what they asked for. and we were just getting started.